Gravel cycling is still absolutely on fire right now, and Trek clearly isn't sleeping on that fact. They keep rolling out fresh updates for riders who want to push beyond smooth pavement. And one of the latest machines to get some serious attention is the Checkpoint SL Gen 3. Now, the Checkpoint SL name isn't new, and if you've been following Trek for a while, but late last year they quietly dropped a redesigned Gen 3 frame. I've already talked about the aluminum version before, so today it's time to focus on the slightly pricier carbon-based SL models and why they might be worth the jump. What really sets the Checkpoint SL apart isn't just the carbon frame, but how Trek uses it. The tube shapes are carefully dialed in to balance stiffness where you need power and flex where you want comfort. On top of that, you've got Trek's IsoSpeed decoupling system, a ridiculous number of cargo mounts, and enough versatility to make this bike feel ready for just about anything you can throw at it. Right out of the gate, the Gen 3 SL is designed to run tires up to 50 millimeters wide, which is a big deal for gravel riders. That means loads of grip and confidence on rough terrain, while the tires themselves help soak up a good chunk of the chatter from the road or trail beneath you. The rest of the comfort story comes from Trek's 500 Series OCLV carbon and the specific layup choices they made for this frame. One of the most interesting details is the seat tube, which has a pinched lower section designed to add just a bit of flex. That small tweak helps reduce vibrations before they ever reach your body. This seat tube design also ties directly into Trek's IsoSpeed system. In simple terms, IsoSpeed allows the seat tube to move independently from the rest of the frame. You're not floating around dramatically, but those few millimeters of movement go a long way toward reducing fatigue on long rides. Plenty of riders swear by it though, like anything, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Compared to the previous generation, the Gen 3 IsoSpeed decoupler looks a bit different. It's bulkier, more rounded, and no longer has the caps found on the Gen 2 version. There's also a noticeable change up front, where the older model had a distinctive headset cover with the steerer poking out. That quirky look is gone on the Gen 3, replaced with a cleaner, more conventional design. If rigid gravel isn't enough for you, Trek went a step further and designed the Checkpoint SL Gen 3 to accept a front suspension fork. Follow the sizing guidelines, pick a compatible fork, and suddenly you've got a gravel bike with front suspension. You can also add a dropper post, and all of this routes internally, which keeps the bike looking clean and makes your mechanic both impressed and slightly annoyed. Since gravel riding often turns into full-on adventures, Trek covered this bike in mounts. You'll find places to bolt on bottles and cargo across the fork, top tube, seat stays, seat tube, and down tube. Trek has their own cargo accessories, but you're free to mix and match with other brands if that's your thing. The storage story doesn't stop there either. There's in-frame storage tucked into the down tube near the bottom bracket, perfect for tools, flat kits, or snacks. Personally, that sounds like the ideal home for a stash of gummy bears. When it comes to buying one, Trek gives you plenty of options. You can start with just the frame set for $2,600 if you want to build it exactly your way from the ground up. If you're after a complete bike, the entry point is the Checkpoint SL 5AXS at $3,500, which comes with a wireless SRAM Apex XPLR AXS drivetrain, a carbon seat post, and 42mm tubeless-ready tires. Step up to the SL 6AXS at $4,400, and you're getting a rival AXS setup, upgraded wheels, and the option to run a second chainring. At the top of the lineup sits the Checkpoint SL 7AXS Gen 3, which costs $6,250 and brings carbon wheels, a full wireless drivetrain, and the best components Trek offers in this category. Trek doesn't list official weights on their site, but real-world tests put the Checkpoint SL 5 Gen 3 at just under 21 pounds, which is impressive for a bike this capable and versatile. If you're trying to decide which version fits you best, the smartest move is to visit a local Trek dealer, take a few for a spin, and see how they feel under you. And wherever you end up riding, don't forget to grab some photos or footage along the way, because bikes like this are built for places worth remembering.